Welcome to Local Music Scene. I'm your host, Alan Estes. Today we have with us, very, very blessed to have with us, Henri Smith. Say hi, Henri.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Henri, what a pleasure it is to have you in on Cape Ann because you're so much the only part of bringing all that wonderful Southern gospel, jazz, New Orleans flavored style music to our wonderful town, and I want to talk to you something about that. But beforehand, while we're feeling all warmed up, can we do a song together?
Why not?
Okay, what would you like to do?
Let's do Route 66.
Route 66 sounds good to me.
Great.
Sounds a lot better than Route 128. Here we go. Woo-hoo.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, that's the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City looks mighty pretty, you'll see. Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Won't you get hip to this timely tip when you're making that California trip? Why don't you get your kicks on Route 66?
Yeah.
Oh, take it away, Al.
All right, so far?
Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City looks mighty pretty, you'll see. Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Won't you get hip to this timely tip when you're making that California trip? Why don't you get your kicks on Route 66? Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Ba-ba-ba-doo-doo-dee-dee-dee-da. Ba.
Well, all right. Not many guys can hit the harmony with a harmonica, I'm telling you that. Wow.
Yeah.
Henri Smith, welcome to our show.
Thank you, man. You know, it's always been a pleasure. You know, you were one of the first people that greeted me here in New England and here in Gloucester, and I just want to thank everybody in Gloucester for accepting me.
Well, we love you here, and we're not letting you go. I know there's a lot of people that want you from all over the country, and so we're holding on to our part of you for sure.
They do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, I'm staying here right now, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, you're working locally, and you're playing quite a bit.
Right.
And you do a lot of shows all over the New England area.
Not only, and also selling cars at Sug Bay Automotive Group, too, so doing everything. I was blessed to get all this in order.
Yeah.
And I always
so
say,
if I come down
to
to see you, going to give me a deal?
Oh, I can't say I'm going to exactly give you a deal, but I'll work something out for you.
All right. That'll lure me in.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Donald would approve.
Yeah, he would. He would.
Now, this is a kind of a special show for us because I got you to take some time out from your busy schedule to come in here and sit and talk with me a little bit about some dates that you got coming up.
Right.
And then we're going to go and bring our viewing audience to see you play some live music down at the Minglewood.
Right.
And then we get a live interview that we did a little while ago with you and Charles Neville. So we're going to piece all that stuff together and make a nice show for these folks. But while we got you here, why don't you tell us a couple of these shows, especially one that I know of coming up at the North Shore.
Well, the big one is the North Shore Music Theater with Aaron Neville, opening for Aaron Neville. And this has been a dream for me because I've been knowing them all these years. They used to rehearse next door to my house, and I used to sit in the corner and sit down and wait until I could hear them. I used to hear the music coming in the house, and I just run next door because the guy who owned the house was a member of the Preservation Hall Jazz Band, a banjoist, Papa French, and they all know each other, so I was able to be in that yard. And it was New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, so on Robert Street. And down the street was Dave Bartholomew, who did all the music for Fats Domino. And I got to be in his house looking at all the gold records that he had done with Fats. And
well, let me ask you a question, Henri. Did it have any influence on you?
Oh, it had a major influence.
Whoa, yeah.
It had a major influence on me. And and then I worked at WWOZ radio for 14 years. I had 2 radio shows a week, so I was able to play it as well as listen to it and observe the styles. And then after that, I became a vocalist and started singing it.
I can see you as a little kid standing under that gold record with "In Fast on
That's
the
right.
Going, I know what I want to be when I grow
That's
up.
right.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Excellent.
Aaron Charles. I taught Cyril's daughter and son because I was a teacher in the Archdiocese of New Orleans for 22 years. So I was able to teach them. So we got a little more familiar with each other. And then when they found out that I was doing it at home and they did it, they wanted to sing with me. But then Katrina came and I had to leave.
Yeah.
So
Katrina is such a big part of everybody's lives from that day on, isn't
That's
it?
right.
I mean, I know when Aaron comes here, he brings some of that thing. I mean, he's changed somewhat his musical style since Katrina, hasn't he?
Yeah, he changed a little, but he still tell it like it is.
Oh, absolutely. Exactly. And we're going to hear that song that night.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I asked him one time, we wanted to play together. I said, Aaron, how many times did you really sing that? So he said, I really can't count. And but I can understand that because everyone wants that tune every time he plays.
Now Charles Neville is in your band, and Charles Neville's also going to be playing with his brother, isn't he?
That's
so
right.
How's that all going to work that
It's
night?
going to work out perfectly. Charles wanted to do this, and Charles has been instrumental with me in encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing, and listening because he knows the New Orleans style. And he prides himself on he always says this. People say, well, it's going to be Charles Neville and Henri Smith. Charles will say, nope, it's going to be Henri Smith and Charles Neville. I'm the side man. And I just want everybody to know that. And he always says that to me. And that's a beautiful thing for me.
He's such a humble man. And you folks will see that when we talk with him later on in our show with Charles Neville. He is such a humble man.
Yeah.
And you guys are great friends. And I have to think that Aaron's excited to come up here and have you guys already here to meet him and greet him.
Right. He is. They found out I was doing the show and they emailed and he made sure that I was going to be a part of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure that.
And that was a perfect segue to my next question. Now, I'm sure that now that you're living here, you've still been back down to New Orleans.
No, I haven't. Only once 3 years ago to bury my father. That was the last time I've been down.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you brought good things down to New Orleans from Gloucester, like you bring New Orleans up to Gloucester.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good now. It's been a wonderful ride. It's a wonderful ride, and this is one of my dreams come true.
Yep.
To be with Aaron and Charles, and if Cyril was here, it would be even better, and if Art was here, it would be much better.
Absolutely.
To have all of them with me. But
Absolutely.
I mean,
this is great. They'll be here in spirit.
This is great.
Yeah,
This is great.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
This is a real nice thing that's about to happen, and I want the people to know about it. Please come on out and see us because this is going to be a historic night. Not only is it going to be a night of the great Aaron Neville, but it's going to be a historic night for New Orleans music.
Absolutely. And folks, if you can't make this concert, Henri plays around, especially in the summertime, a lot around Cape Ann, and make sure you come and check out his music. His music is such a great combination of jazz and roots music and blues and all of that beautiful music that really comes from New Orleans. And it's like being right down there when we come and see your show. So, as a matter of fact, why don't we say goodbye for the moment and bring our audience over to catch a little bit of your live performance.
Why not? We want to make sure you know it's June 30th, 8 p.m. at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts.
Let's go catch a couple of songs. Henri Smith live. Thank you, Henri.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Alan. Beautiful.
You bet.
Beautiful.